Hi guys, today is 7th November 2018 and this is Daily Current Affairs brought to you by Neo IAS. And our topics are Karma, Kagyu sect and the Tibetan Buddhism, International Telecommunication Union, Impact of JCPOA on India and Ram Mohan Roy Award and PQRS, and the final session is MAP, that is Map Aider Program. And our first news is about the Karma Kagyu sect and the Tibetan Buddhism. This is in news because recently the central government convened a high-level meeting in order to discuss the issues between the various sections of the Karma Kagyu sect. So, central government convened a high-level meeting in order to discuss the issues of various sects of the Karma Kagyu sects. And the Karma Kagyu sect is a part of the Tibetan Buddhism. So, we need to focus on two terms. One is the Tibetan Buddhism and the other is Karma Kagyu sect. Tibetan Buddhism is a Buddhist doctrine and institutions that are inspired from the latest stages of Indian Buddhism. So, Tibetan Buddhism is a doctrine which is influenced or inspired from the latest stage of Indian Buddhism. And as per the latest stage, this is a form of the Vajrayana Buddhism, and it applies the tantric practices like deity yoga. So, this is a part of the Vajrayana Buddhism, and it applies the tantric practices like deity yoga in order to acquire the Buddhahood. And it also comprises the various old schools or old vehicles of Buddhism such as the Hinayana and Mahayana. So, Tibetan Buddhism is a doctrine which is inspired from the latest stages of Indian Buddhism such as the Vajrayana, and it also comprises the old school or old vehicles such as Hinayana and Mahayana. And the Tibetan Buddhism can be classified into four categories: Nyingma, Kagyu, Sakya and Gelu. Nyingma, Kagyu, Sakya and Gelu, in which the Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama, both are the prominent figures or prominent proponents of Tibetan Buddhism, are from the Gelug school. So, there are four schools. One is the Nyingma, Kagyu, Sakya and Gelug. In the Dalai Lama and Panchen Lama are from the Gelug school in the Tibet. And this is about Tibetan Buddhism. And our next portion is the Karma Kagyu sect. Karma Kagyu sect is the second largest and most widely practiced heritage or lineage of the Tibetan Buddhism. So, Karma Kagyu is the second largest and most widely practiced sect, and this Karma Kagyu sect has a lot of monasteries in the countries like Tibet, China, India, Russia, Mongolia, Nepal and Bhutan. So, we discussed a news about the Tibetan Buddhism and Karma Kagyu. And our next news is about the International Telecommunication Union, and this is in news because India has been elected as a member of the ITU's Council, International Telecommunication Union's Council, for another 4 years from 2019 to 2022. So, ITU was recently in news because India has been elected as a member of the ITU Council from 2019 to 22 for the period of 4 years. And India has been a member of ITU or an active member of ITU since 1869, pre-independence era. So, India has been a active member of the ITU since 1869, and ITU is a International Telecommunication Union is a United Nations specialized agency for information and communication technology. So, ITU is a UN's, it is a body of UN or UN specialized agency for dealing with the ICT, that is information and communication technology. And the main functions of ITU are the allocation of global radio spectrum and satellite orbits. So, the orbits for particular satellites have been allocated by this ITU. So, if India wants a particular orbit and Russia wants some other particular orbit, we need to consult the ITU for getting that particular orbit. And the allocation of global radio spectrum is also the function of ITU. And the ITU also strive to improve the access to ICT. It also strive to improve the access to ICT, that is information and communication technology, to the underserved communities all over the world. So, it develops or it tries to enhance the ICT facility to the underdeveloped countries. And International Telecommunication Union is an organization that works based on the PPP model or public-private partnership model. And ITU has the 193 countries as members in addition to the 800 private sector entities. So, ITU has 193 member countries, also 800 private sector entities also part of the ITU, and various other academic institutions or education institutions. The headquarters of ITU is in Geneva, that is in the Switzerland. And the questions regarding various indices or various index have been asked in the previous prelims exams. So, we need to focus or we need to study a index today or per day. Now, we are dealing with the ICT's index, that is Global Cyber Security Index. So, GCI or Global Cyber Security Index is released by the International Telecommunication Union. It is an initiative to measure the commitment of countries towards cyber security. So, this initiative is to measure the commitment of various countries towards the cyber security, and the name of the index is Global Cyber Security Index, released by the International Telecommunication Union. And our next news is about the impact of JCPOA on India. Impact of JCPOA on India. What is JCPOA? JCPOA is nothing but the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Recently, the US withdrawn from or pulled out from the JCPOA unilaterally. And JCPOA is nothing but the Iran nuclear deal. Okay, JCPOA, don't confuse with the word JCPOA, it's simply the Iran nuclear deal. And recently, the US withdrawn from the Iran nuclear deal. So, the US granted some exceptions to various countries such as India. Thus, on the after effect of the action, the US granted some exemptions to countries like India. And the reason for the exemption is the countries have demonstrated a reduce or significant reduction in the Iranian crude oil purchase. So, India reduced the purchase of crude oil from Iran. Thus, US exempted us from the sanctions of the US. Okay. And the various other countries who get exempted from the sanctions are China, Italy, Greece, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan and Turkey. So, we have made significant reductions in the purchase of Iranian crude oil over the past 6 months. We have exempted from the sanction by the US. And on the one side, we have exempted from the sanctions of the US, but JCPOA will adversely affect India in various other matters. Because Iran is India's third largest supplier of oil. Iran is India's third largest supplier of oil after Saudi and Iraq. And one of the most critical impact that the oil price will rise. Okay, if we reduce the import of oil from Iran, the oil price will surely rise. And the higher global oil price will lead to the higher inflation. So, the higher oil price will lead to the higher inflation across the countries and also in India. And one of the other import from Iran are fertilizer. Okay, our fertilizer industry is of $4.5 billion. Or we are importing $4.5 billion fertilizers from the various nations, in which Iran has the third top 3, or Iran is in the top 3 position. We are importing almost $0.5 billion fertilizer from Iran. Okay, that are regarding the import part of Iran. And when we come to the exports, we mainly export to Iran food items, organic chemicals and iron and steel. Okay, we mainly import to Iran the food items, organic chemicals and iron and steel. And the imposition of sanction by the US might also adversely affect our Chabahar port plan. So, the imposition of sanctions would also affect the Chabahar port plan, and we are developing the Chabahar port in Iran in order to provide access to Afghanistan and Central Asia without passing through Pakistan. Or the intention of Chabahar port is to enter to the Afghanistan and Central Asia bypassing Pakistan. So, the news is about JCPOA or Iran nuclear deal and the impact on JCPOA on India. And the next news is about Ram Mohan Roy Award. And this is in news because the Hindu Publishing Group chairman N. Ram has been chosen for the prestigious Ram Mohan Roy Award. So the Hindu Publishing Group chairman N. Ram has been chosen for the prestigious Ram Mohan Roy Award, and it is presented by the Press Council of India for outstanding contribution towards journalism. So we need to focus two terms. One is Press Council of India and second is Ram Mohan Roy Award or Ram Mohan Roy. And the Press Council of India is a statutory quasi-judicial body in India in order to check the or govern the conduct of the print media. So the purpose of Press Council of India is to govern the conduct of the print media, and it is a statutory and quasi-judicial body. And the Press Council of India was formed in 4th July 1966 by the Indian Parliament. So the Press Council of India was formed in 1966 by the Parliament to regulate the print media or press in India. And the council is also empowered to hold hearings on receipt of complaint. So it is empowered to hold hearings on receiving of complaints and take suitable or appropriate actions regarding the complaint. It may either warn or censure the journalist if they find it guilty. Okay, if a errant journalist find as guilty, then the Press Council of India either warn or censure the particular journalist. And the next term we need to focus is about Ram Mohan Roy. Ram Mohan Roy is considered as the father of Indian Renaissance. In the 1814, he founded the Atmiya Sabha to propagate the monotheistic ideals of the Vedanta. So he was a propounder of the monotheist idea, or according to his concept, the God is omnipresent and monotheistic. And in 1817, he supported the Dutch watchmaker David Harry in making or in founding the Hindu College. And in 1825, he established the Vedanta College. And in the year 1828, he founded the Brahma Sabha. He is also considered as a pioneer of Indian journalism, who started various journals like Sambad Kaumudi or magazines like Sambad Kaumudi and Miratul Akbar. Also he created or he made various journals in the languages Bengali, Hindi, English and Persian. And the popular two books of Ram Mohan Roy are Precepts of Jesus and Gifted to Monotheist or Tuhfatul Muwahidi. And the next session is Mapped program. In Mapped program we have the Sulawesi Island. And this is the Sulawesi Island. It is located near to the Borneo. Sulawesi Island is shown in the orange color. It is located near the Borneo island of Indonesia. In September, an earthquake of magnitude 7.5 has struck the Sulawesi Island, and it triggered a tsunami having 10-foot height. So the Sulawesi was in news because of the recent earthquake happened in September, and this portion is covered in our September Current Affairs magazine. Recently or day before yesterday, another earthquake was happened in November 5th, and another earthquake was happened in the Sulawesi Island. But in the September earthquake, the magnitude was 7.5, and that made a tsunami up to the 10-foot height. And that particular earthquake smashed the two cities and several settlements in the Sulawesi Island. And the Sulawesi Island is located near the Borneo, and it comprises a several number of long peninsulas. And Sulawesi Island is also popular for its shrimp production. Sulawesi shrimp is a popular kind of shrimp, and that is used for ornamental purpose, mainly used for the ornamental purpose for keeping it in the aquarium. So this is the Sulawesi Island, and is located in the east of Borneo. And our final session is PQRS. We have a question from the environment which was asked in the 2012 prelims. The Millennium Ecosystem Agreement describes the following major categories of ecosystem services, that are provisioning, supporting, regulating, preserving and cultural. Which one of the following is a supporting service? The options are production of food and water, control of climate and disease, nutrient cycling and crop pollination, and D, maintenance of the diversity. Okay, and this is a simple question regarding the ecosystem services. The various kinds of major categories of ecosystem service are already mentioned in the question, that are provisioning, supporting, regulating, preserving and cultural. In this, Which one of the following is a supporting service? The answer is option C, nutrient cycling and crop pollination. So just refer the particular portion regarding ecosystem servicing, and you need to note the examples regarding the provisioning, supporting, regulating, preserving and cultural services of ecosystem. There might be some questions regarding the ecosystem services, and in particular it can be asked in any of the category like supporting, regulating, preserving or culture. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. Good night.